It's time for real talk and empowering conversations that matter to our chapter, our community, and for our legacy. Based on Delta Sigma Theta's 5-point programmatic thrust, it's time for DST Dialogues with your host, Jazmin Watson.
Welcome to MAC-DST Dialogues, the official podcast of the Montgomery Alumni chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I'm Jazmin Watson, your host. Each episode, we bring you meaningful conversations with experts and community leaders, along with a spotlight on our chapter's 5-point programmatic thrust. Today's episode is titled Behind the Scenes, Black Educators Shaping the Future. Education is the foundation of our community's growth, and we are honored to have Montgomery Public School Superintendent Dr. Zickeyous Byrd joining us to share his vision for MPS and the areas he'll be focused on in his first year. Following that, we'll hear from our chapter's Educational Development Chair, Tracey Harris, about the exciting initiatives planned this year. Superintendent Byrd,
yes, ma'am.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Yes, sir. We're glad to have you today.
Glad to be here.
Montgomery schools have been in session for about 3 weeks now. How has the start of the new school year been going, and what are some of the opportunities you're seeing for our students and schools now?
Okay. Again, and thank you so much for this incredible opportunity to be here with you all. Of course, as you said, yes, this is the third week of school, and of course, our teachers and students, they have begun to, feel a sense of pride and accomplishment, already. Teachers and students, they have already settled into their routines. Classrooms, they are now filled with learning, and as I said before, there is just such a strong sense of pride and energy in all of our schools, and I'm so thankful for that. As we think about some of the opportunities that we have going on in our schools, we're so excited about some of the accomplishments that we have already made thus far. As we know, school districts across this state are struggling with the teacher shortage. Just on last week, we actually launched and we held a very successful retirement teachers fair, where we actually invited all of our retired teachers to come back and actually join us in actually supporting our new teachers, supporting our new principals. And we are thrilled to announce that we had over 125 retired teachers to show up, to sign up, to come back to our classrooms. And so it was an exciting day on last week again, to have an opportunity to see so many smiling faces. It was almost like a family reunion. So many faces, of course, that I've missed over the years. And so I was so excited to see so many people, but also just a sense of pride and renewed energy as I looked in all of their faces, and they are so excited to come back. We're working and we're going through all of the applications, and our principals are excited to invite them back into the schools that they once led, and the schools where they have built such an awesome legacy. And so that was a huge accomplishment for us. We're also thrilled and excited about a lot of the initiatives that we've been able to launch, such as we are addressing chronic absenteeism. Chronic absenteeism has been an issue in Montgomery Public Schools for quite a while now. And so we're so excited about the partnerships that we've been able to develop, and we're already seeing the results of those. And so again, these last 3 weeks has been filled with a lot of excitement, with just such a renewed sense of pride, and we're just so excited about it.
Yes, congratulations on those accomplishments.
Thank you.
And you mentioned a sense of homecoming,
right,
and excitement of being able to connect with educators that have retired before, and just that sense of pride
right,
around education in the city of Montgomery.
That's right.
So I'm interested, what inspired you to pursue a career in education and ultimately serve as the superintendent of the Montgomery Public School System?
I guess what actually inspired me was having the opportunity, I guess, to be a champion for students. And I say that because I consider a champion as someone that actually stands in the gap and actually helps to bridge gaps for so many others. As a child, of course, I was blessed. I had so many different mentors in my life, but also I was a victim as well. I was a victim of not receiving the best high quality education that I probably should have received. And so I struggled in college. I was a student that actually graduated with a high GPA, but I struggled with the ACT. And so I received, again, A's and B's in classes that I didn't even know the content, about those classes and different things such as that. And so when I arrived in college, I was one of those students that struggled. And I remembered how I felt sitting in those seats and watching the professors actually write assignments on the board or write math problems on the board. And I was clueless. I had no idea how to work out those problems or anything else. And so I remembered sitting in those classes. I remembered trying to get help after classes from whoever would actually help me. I was just trying to seek help. And I remembered how I felt. I remember, again, just that sense of loneliness and embarrassment and not knowing the content. And so it was at that time that I realized that I wanted to be a teacher, but not just any teacher. I wanted to be the best teacher. I also realized that I wanted to be an administrator as well, because I wanted to make sure that in being a teacher and an administrator, that no child ever felt the way that I felt sitting in those classes. And so throughout my journey, of course, whether in being a teacher, a principal, superintendent, I realized the impact that a leader could actually have on not only a classroom and a community, not only a classroom but a school, but a community as well. And so that is what really inspired me to want to start this journey right here in Montgomery Public Schools. As we know, Montgomery is a historic city that is filled with so many incredible people, and our students, they are so resilient. And so having the opportunity to be a part of a school district that actually strives for excellence, they have the opportunity to be a part of a school system where equity is non-negotiable, having the opportunity to be a part of a school system that ensures that we give every child the opportunity to be successful in life. That is what has inspired me, and that's what excites me each and every day.
Yeah, and you mentioned about being a victim of feeling not prepared when entering post public school system and going into higher education. And being present is half the battle in these classrooms, but then also having that culture and community to help mold the child that is in the classroom. And I know with your 100-day plan for MPS, there are two major focus areas: absenteeism and then also culture and climate for our schools in Montgomery. Can you explain the areas of importance surrounded these focus areas?
Sure, most definitely. Yes, ma'am. So absenteeism and culture and climate, they are vital parts of my 100-day plan. As we know, when students are absent, they can't learn. And if students are actually in buildings where they don't feel safe, secure, well, we know, of course, that learning is not going to take place as well. So we have to address both areas. Again, we know that, if students are not at school, they can't learn and they miss so many opportunities. And we know that chronic absenteeism, that it is tied directly to low proficiency in reading and math, and it's also tied to a high dropout rate as well. So we need our students in class every single day, ready to learn, and we need, of course, our classrooms to be fully engaging to prepare our students to be able to learn. And of course, we know that with climate and culture, that we know that students, that they have to feel safe, they have to feel secure, they have to feel supportive, and if they don't feel those areas of support, then we know, of course, that they're not going to be on a pathway to learn either. So both of those areas are vitally important, which is the reason why that they are included in my 100-day plan.
Yes, and I know that you mentioned having that support, not only in the classroom from the administrator to the educators, from even the students playing their part.
That's exactly
but
right.
Also it takes a village to
exactly
mold
right.
a child and raise a child, as we know.
Right.
And so when we look at the last couple of weeks, I know y'all haven't been in school long. You know, I'm not in school. You know, it's been a minute,
Yes,
but y'all been in school for a little while now. And can you really explain to our listeners and viewers what are the challenges currently that educators and students are facing that the community should better understand so they can play a vital role in being a support for you and your administration?
Yes. So I think that it's very important for the community to realize that our employees are doing the very best that they can each and every day. All of our employees, they show up every day ready to give their 100% to our students. But we also realize that in a day and time that we're living in right now, that it is a struggle. We've actually adopted the theme this year as superheroes. And so we actually have named our employees as superheroes simply because that's exactly who they are. They show up every day ready to serve as brothers, sisters, mentors, counselors, and also stand-in parents because that's what they are being required to do. And so they're also on the receiving end of students, and I say this a lot of times, that our students, that they face more trauma in a week than what we've ever faced in a lifetime.
Right.
And so we are asking students to show up to school and actually be students and actually be children, but they're actually adults at home because at home they are forced to deal with so many traumas such as home instability, mental health, crime. They are being faced with just again, and we can just name so many different traumas that our students face. They are faced with actually having to be adults at home because they are having family responsibilities at home. Sometimes they are the ones that are actually caring for their siblings. Sometimes they are the ones that are actually caring for their parents. They're the ones out there working the jobs. And so they're adults at home, but we're asking them to be children at school. And so sometimes that's a hard adjustment. And so we are working with our teachers, of course, to give them the professional development that they need in order to deal with some of the traumas that our students are actually facing. And so at this time, we need the community, again, to come in and just help to support. We're looking for mentors to come in and actually mentor our students. We're asking for, again, organizations like Delta and so many other church and nonprofits, again, to come in and lend a helping hand. Again, our students, they need mentors, they need counselors. We need the business community to step in and actually offer, internships. And so there are so many ways that our community can actually step in and help. But again, and also to be a support system to our employees because they need it. Each and every day is a challenge, but I'm so thankful that we have such loyal and dedicated employees that they may go home each day exhausted, but they go home and rest and they come back ready to give their 100% the next day. So we are facing challenges just like everybody else in the United States because our students are actually going through so much trauma. But we're just asking the community to continue to support us, to show up. A teacher always loves, to receive a nice note or a nice email, just whatever kind of nice gesture that the community can offer. So that can be a big support for our teachers.
Yes, and you kind of answered our last question that we have for you. And I just want to note that you said the theme is as superheroes?
Superheroes is our theme this year.
Yes, because everybody needs a superhero.
Everybody needs a superhero.
And we can show up as superheroes as a community for our students, in addition to supporting, being like that little sidekick, the Robin.
That's it.
To
Batman.
Exactly.
The Robin to the Batman.
Exactly.
That's right.
And so I know that, you're stepping into this position, and this is an opportunity for you to connect with the community and continue to introduce your plans and visions for the city of Montgomery. And I just wonder if you could really just highlight and let the people know what the bottom line vision for the Montgomery public school system is and what roles. I know you already mentioned, being a support, providing resources and things of that nature, but just specifically to organizations like the Montgomery Alumni chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and then community members that want to play a key role in supporting your vision for local schools in their area.
Yes, ma'am. So the vision is to ensure that all of our students receive a high quality education in an environment that is actually conducive to learning, such that every student walks away feeling a sense of pride and accomplishment, and every student walks away feeling that they are ready to accomplish any and everything and accomplish all of the goals that they actually set in life. And so we're able to do that simply because we have so many dedicated employees that actually show up each and every day. And so we're asking, again, all organizations to continue to step in, to step up and support us, and to be this Montgomery strong community that we know that they are, and to continue to show up for our students and continue to show up for our employees.
Yes, and thank you so much, Superintendent Dr. Byrd, for sharing your perspectives, and then also just sharing your vision for the community, because you don't know until you ask, and this is an opportunity for the community to connect and support the MPS students and the educators. And I am so much excited about thinking about ways how we can get involved in continuously providing those resources and support.
Yes, ma'am.
And so we thank you so much for attending today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, sir.
All right.
And I just want to say, you all, coming up next on the MAC-DST Dialogues, we'll be joined by Tracey Harris, who will talk about how we're connecting the work being done in our community and in the public schools, specifically our own efforts here in the Montgomery Alumni chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Stay tuned.
Motivated, passionate, and dedicated, Kathy Hendricks has inspired generations of educators and shaped young minds through her commitment to excellence in education and community service. With 45 years of distinguished service as a teacher, principal, instructional leader, facilitator, consultant, and adjunct professor, Kathy has consistently demonstrated a heart for youth, a spirit of service, and a drive to build stronger communities. A proud member of the Montgomery, Alabama Alumni chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated for over 30 years, her servant leadership led to her election as chapter president for the 2025-2027 biennium. While she has received numerous professional and community honors, her greatest legacy is the countless students and educators she's empowered, many of whom are now making a meaningful impact in the lives of others. Able to lead, willing to serve, Kathy Hendricks is our Sisterhood Spotlight.
We're back. Joining us now is the Educational Development Chair, Tracey Harris. Hey, how you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you this evening?
I'm doing well. Okay, so this episode has been centered around education. Okay. And previously we had the Superintendent of MPS, Dr. Byrd, speak before the break. And we're interested about Montgomery Alumni's chapter initiatives. Okay. So, can you first start by telling us, can you explain why educational development is one of Delta Sigma Theta's 5-point programmatic thrusts, and why it's critical for preparing young people to lead?
Awesome. It's one of our 5 programmatic thrusts because educational development is dedicated to strengthening the learning and cultural development of our youth. And we do that through providing opportunities for our youth to grow personally, socially, and academically. And we do that through our signature program initiatives, which is Delta Academy, which is for our young ladies from 6th through 8th grade, And Delta Gems is for our young ladies that are in 9th through 12th grade. And then our Embody program is structured for our young men, and that is for those that are 6th grade through 12th grade. So through those initiatives, it gives us a way to make sure that we are empowering our young people to be leaders and to get the exposure that they need to help them achieve their goals. So the reason I think that it's critical for us to teach leadership to our young people is because I believe that it's critical to prepare them for a way to foster that self-confidence.
Yeah.
Give them decision-making skills as well as problem-solving skills. And in turn, that will give them a sense of civic responsibility and community engagement.
And you speak to fostering those leadership skills and developing our youth in the community. And previously we talked with Dr. Byrd about how can organizations like Montgomery Alumni support and really be of providing those resources and providing those resources and support for the educators, the education system, and the families of these students. And so how does your committee's work really complement and support the work of MPS and as well as the schools, a part of their service areas of Montgomery, Autauga, and Elmore counties?
Okay. Well, Dr. Byrd recently expressed a focus on educational excellence and community engagement in his 100-day plan.
Yeah.
And in that, Elmore County and Autauga County superintendents expressed a focus on community engagement as well as tailoring education to meet the individual needs of the students.
Right.
Our programs with signature programs will complement those efforts because our plan is basically to meet the students where they are.
Yeah.
We're tailoring our programs to make sure that we are first helping them identify what their goals are and then teaching them how to achieve those goals. And then with our programming month to month, we want to make sure we give them exposure to the fields that they're interested in by bringing in local community leaders to help them see maybe a day in the life of what is it actually to be a lawyer if I want to be a lawyer? Yeah. What is it like to be a nurse if I want to be a nurse? So that they can get some hands-on experience and ask questions of those leaders so they can truly make sure, is this really what I'm thinking that it is? Is this really the life that I would want if I needed that? And then once they do, then we can make sure that we're gearing them toward the right things. We want to make sure that once we expose them to those things, that then we set them up for success by making sure that the education meets the goal.
The education meets the goal. And so when we're talking to a community of people who may be familiar with these initiatives that Montgomery Alumni hosts dear and continues to push forward in the community. But then again, there might be some community members that are not familiar of the initiatives that we often do over the years. And so can you talk about what exciting initiatives your community and committee had planned to support students and their family members? Just specifically talk about what can the people look forward to and what impact do you hope those programs bring to the community?
Well, as well as putting on great programming for the students, we also know that we have to have parent involvement.
Yeah.
And so along with the parent involvement, every year annually, we put on a leadership conference for our students. And a part of that leadership conference for the students, we not only put together workshops for the kids, we put together parent workshops as well. And so we try to use that as an opportunity to reiterate some of the things that MPS or some of the other local school systems are trying to impart to the parents. Right. Local resources that they can use, mental health resources, whatever those things are that we feel would be beneficial to the parents, we want to make sure we put on programming and workshops during that conference that will also be for the parents. So therefore you have parents and the students involved together. The leadership conference that we put on every year gives us an opportunity to bring youth in the city of Montgomery and surrounding areas together. So we will be inviting other youth initiative programs that are in the city and in the community out to participate in that impactful event. And it's going to be in February of 2026.
Okay.
So stay tuned for the date and location and time of that event.
Yes.
And we'll be getting those invitations out.
Okay, you said February 2026?
Yes.
Okay, and so we know that school recently started for the children in September, right? And so as we think about the fall semester, that is a time where, you know, students have to ease back into the swing of things. Parents have to get into their process and supporting and being there for their students as they go to class every day and come back with sitting at that table doing homework and things of that nature. And so are there any upcoming events or signature programs that are happening in this fall, the fall dates currently, leading up into our holiday season? And what more information can you provide about that?
Yes, so we've been recruiting over the summer for students, of course, to join our program. We do have an application process that they go through to be selected for the program, and our monthly programming will actually kick off in September. So our first meeting for those that have been accepted into the program will start September the 13th. And we're going to actually start off with a great programming on just that, setting goals and finding out what they want to do. We've got a great presenter that's going to come in and actually help them go through that process, so that we're going to be looking at, you know, what they need for ACT scores, interviewing skills, and those different types of things. And so every month they will have a different programming initiative that they'll be going through for every month. And our program will run from September of 2025 through June of 2026.
Okay, and you could tell that I've been out of school for some time because the children have been in school since August.
Yes, they just started.
In August right now. So excuse me, but thank you for that. And I don't know, did you provide a deadline for those applications for the people?
Yes, it's been going this summer, and the deadline is going to be August 31st, which is this weekend, will be the deadline for those, so that they can get those applications in, and so we'll be ready to get kicked off in September.
Okay, great. And we'll continue to push that information out because, of course, this will be pushed out after the deadline has passed. But how can people support or get involved with these educational initiatives, whether they have a child or don't have a child? How can people support the Educational Development Committee?
Well, for our signature programs, we always are welcome to donations and in-kind donations to help us meet our programming needs. But most importantly for us is community leaders that are in the community that are willing to give of their time and their resources by either serving as guest speakers or presenters during our programming year. That is the best way to support our programming, because that way we get the opportunity to put people in front of our youth who are successful, who are participating in the community. So those things that we want to foster, like getting them involved with community service projects, making sure that they're getting the academic help that they need through tutoring, all of those things. Those things are vital to us. So we depend on our community leaders, our retired teachers to come in and support us. And so we reach out to them on different monthly programs to ask them to come in to help us out. And that's the best way that the community can support us.
Well, thank you, Tracey. Thank you for providing this information about the great work that your committee is doing. Education opens doors and opportunities that changes the lives and the futures of our youth. Today's conversation reminded us of that and the power that we hold as a community to uplift the youth and their family and their community as a whole. And so that concludes our show. We'd like to thank you and thank the MPS Superintendent, Dr. Byrd, and you, Tracey Harris, for providing a well-enamored, great discussion around education and the work that us as a community can do to continue to support our youth. For more information about our chapter's events and activities, visit our website at MontgomeryAlumnaeDST.org. To like and follow and share Montgomery Alumni Chapter on Facebook and Instagram and also YouTube. Until next time, I'm Jazmin Watson, your host. Tune in to the next MAC-DST Dialogue.
Got a story idea you think we'd like to feature on MAC-DST Dialogues? Email your ideas to corresponding secretary at MontgomeryAlumnae.org or visit the MAC-DST Dialogue show page on the Montgomery, Alabama Alumni Chapter website at MontgomeryAlumnae.org.